Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. The Warriors want to update the squad, and to do so it is necessary to have a player who is considered a player with a lot of talent. Trade suggestion: Warriors and Brooklyn Nets make surprise trade. Is it time for the Warriors to finally move on? Moody's time with the Golden State Warriors has been littered with uncertainty, from his on-court playing time, trade speculation, and now his contract extension eligibility ahead of the October 21st deadline. General Manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. stated on Thursday that there have been good positive conversations in regards to extensions for Moody and fellow 2021 lottery pick Jonathan Kuminga, though that sentiment is inconsistent to a recent report from Anthony Slater of The Athletic. Dunleavy did push to reiterate that just because an extension may not get done, doesn't mean that Moody and/or Kuminga won't be at the franchise for a very long time. At the same time, the Warriors front office have appeared to be more willing to include Moody in trade discussions compared to some of their other young talent, having reportedly offered the 22-year-old in their dealings with the Utah Jazz for Lauri Markkanen. A Moses Moody trade could get the Warriors an upgrade while giving the young wing an opportunity to thrive. Dan Favale of Bleacher Report recently urged Golden State to explore a Moody trade, citing the unlikeliness of an extension and the fact the franchise has acquired two similarly positioned players this offseason in DeAnthony Melton and Buddy Hield. With training camp now just days away, it's highly unlikely that Moody is moved anytime in the next few weeks. But if there is no extension forthcoming, that could accelerate trade talks mid-season, rather than the Warriors putting themselves at the mercy of another team's offer in restricted free agency. In an ideal world, Golden State would use Moody as part of a bigger package for a star player, as they tried to with Markkanen during the offseason. It's difficult to evaluate where Moody's value lies by himself. Sure, he's got talent that teams could back themselves in to unearth, but it's unlikely they're banging down the door with anything major from a trade standpoint. If Moody starts the season on the fringes of Steve Kerr's rotation again, the Warriors really are duty-bound to find a win-win deal that could net them an upgrade of sorts, while also allowing the fourth-year wing an opportunity to thrive and play consistently. Moody's $5.8 million salary for this season makes any cinch player deal difficult, unless the Warriors are getting back another player on their rookie contract, as was the case with this proposal that sends Isaiah Jackson to the Bay. The framework of any Moody trade is likely to include another Golden State player, as is the case with this one that lands the franchise an experienced forward in Dorian Finney-Smith. Golden State Warriors receive Dorian Finney-Smith. Brooklyn Nets receive Gary Payton II, Moses Moody, 2029 second-round pick. If there's a team that's in a position to take a risky on Moody and give him a significant amount of minutes, it's the rebuilding Brooklyn Nets, who are forecast to be one of the worst teams in the league this season. The Nets are expected to move on from veterans like Finney-Smith, Cameron Johnson, and Dennis Schroeder at some point this season. While they'd ideally get a first-round pick in exchange for Finney-Smith, taking a chance on Moody and a second-round pick may still interest them. There's also the fact they'd move off Finney-Smith's $15.4 million player option for next season and take on two expiring contracts, allowing them further financial flexibility that all rebuilding teams should be after. From a Golden State perspective, ideally Moody would be a similar type to Finney-Smith, perhaps with a little more offense and without the same defensive capacity. Yet at no point has Steve Kerr hinted that Moody could become the starting caliber, 25 to 30 minute per game player that Finney-Smith has been over recent years. This trade may weirdly enough come down to Payton and how he looks physically at the start of the season. If the defensive-minded guard is capable of reviving his previous impact, then this trade probably isn't worth it from a Warrior point of view. However, if that's not the case, it's a deal the front office could consider given Finney-Smith ticks the boxes of size, high-level defense, experience, playoff history, and reasonable three-point shooting. The Golden State Warriors have officially lost exciting winger Daquan Plowden just days after the franchise controversially released the Summer League standout. The Warriors chose to keep fans of Pat Spencer and Reese Beekman, leaving room to sign Quinton Post, the 52nd overall pick. Daquan Plowden has officially left the Golden State Warriors. Golden State had hoped to re-sign Plowden to an Exposure 10 contract, allowing him the opportunity to try to re-sign his two-way contract from Spencer or Beekman in training camp and the preseason. However, this put them at the mercy of a rival team attacking Plowden, which ultimately proved to be the case. According to Hoops Hype's Michael Scotto, Plowden has signed a deal with the Atlanta Hawks, thus eliminating any hope fans may have had of seeing the 6'9" winger in a Warriors jersey at the start of the season.